Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TTV Modcast, episode 18.
Woo! Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
here we are, doing the episode. Alright, let's go.
Well, I'm Waj.
I'm Slime.
And I'm Indy.
Indy, you haven't been here for like 10,000 years. How have you been?
10,000 years, yes.
And by 10,000 years, I mean 10 episodes.
Yes, I deeply regret that none of you could be soothed by my deep and honey-like voice, but it has returned to you, and it is ready to entertain, so here we are.
Hooray. I'm really glad you're back, Indy.
I'm really glad I'm back, too. I'm also really glad Chronicler's not here. That's another thing I'm glad about.
Wow, rip.
It all comes together. I'm kidding, love you, man.
Shout out Kanohi of Dova, or Can, for his fan art.
You did a great job.
You did.
Yeah, Pokémons. They will ban them all. So one thing before we get into our topic for today is a plug for a thing that we're doing. We're doing a Star Trek marathon for our next Star Trek episode. So we have a topic, I'll link it in the description, and every week we will be watching a new episode from the Next Generation and the original series. So come along with us and watch them, and we'll discuss and have a great time.
Yeah, Pokemon, those animals we capture in balls. It is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Recently, it's kind of become a phenomena of sorts.
How about that Pokemon GO? The Pokemon GO game that's coming out. Isn't it coming out in October or something like that?
November.
Pokemon GO?
Yeah.
The mobile version of the game?
I've heard all about it. I wish I had it, but it's not available here in the desert.
Just so you all know, out of the three of us, the only one currently able to play the game is me. Slime has a terrible phone, and Waj, his country, does not have it right now, right?
I'm in the middle of the desert right now. That's where I'm recording this. I'm just sitting on the sand.
In the desert, not any specific desert. Just the desert.
Doesn't matter, they're all the same, right?
Exactly. They're all dry and hot and full of sand, which is, coarse, rough, gets all over the place.
But yeah, Pokemon Go, it's a wonderful experience.
Pokemon Go has been it's changed the way I view people almost. I'll be at my work and I'll just see people teens walk in and I'll just briefly glimpse their phone and it's just got Pokemon Go on it.
I know.
It's people will just walk past and they're on their phones all I can find is Pidgey.
And people are pretty friendly about it too. There's a square. I don't think a lot of areas have this, but in my city, there's a square that has about 5 Pokestops you can hit at once by standing in a certain area, right? It's this nice fountain area. And no joke, there's always at least 100 people chilling at the square just playing Pokemon Go. And
What?
yeah, it's so crazy. And you just I'll get dinner there and I'll just chill and talk to people about Pokemon. And it's it's a really, really cool experience. And you get to nerd out with a bunch of random strangers. It's pretty fun.
That is amazing.
It's funny, you walk down the street and you just see people are asking each other for advice on the game. And I know the other day I was walking by with my dog and some guy came up to me and he's like, "Hey, can you help me out taking this gym? I don't know how to take a gym." And I was like, "Yeah, you Mystic?" He's like, "Yeah." And I helped him out for 15 minutes. Just fun stuff like that.
And what if he had not been Mystic?
I would have stabbed him in the throat.
Would you have leashed the dog on him?
Yeah, my foot-long dog, yeah, would have gone nuts.
Before Bionicle came back, Pokemon was my main fandom that I was part of. And that was the thing that I followed. And I still follow it, just not to the degree that I did.
Yeah.
So it makes me a little salty when Pokemon is finally in the mainstream again and I cannot have any interaction with it. But I have played a little bit of it hacking my sister's phone and downloading it onto there against her consent. It is a really cool thing. I will say though, it seems like half of the Pokemon that I was finding, it wanted me to travel into other people's backyards.
Where I come from, I don't know if this is a universal thing, but the weirdest thing is where I am, we don't get sure, we get a lot of Pidgeys, we get a lot of Weedles, but we get a lot of Drowsies. I don't know what it is. There are at least 4 Drowsies on my screen constantly. It's insane.
I've seen a Drowsy, so maybe it's just something in our general area, which is the nondescript location of the United States of Canada. From what I did play of it, I saw Pidgeys, Spearows, Rattatas, obviously, because Rattatas are everywhere, and Drowsies, Eevees.
The craziest experience I've had with the game is I was out with a friend. It was about 11:30 at night. I was at the city, and I hear screaming in the distance, just a bunch of people screaming. I'm like, what is happening? And this this car drives by, and this man gets out of the car. He sees me on his phone. He's like, "Yo!" I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "There's a Snorlax down there." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Yeah." And like, there's cars speeding by going to this area, and like me and my friends sprint to this area. And no joke, there's like 500 people just crowded around this little square, just all screaming, hearing, catching Snorlax, and they're all just like jumping up and down excited. It was like the weirdest thing to watch. Oh my god.
I was actually wondering about how the algorithm actually works for Pokemon Go. Like, how do they determine what Pokemon shows up in what area?
I think it's mostly regional. Like, I've played a lot of the game, and I found that like when you're near water and when you're near rivers and stuff, a lot more water Pokemon do show up. Here and there, you'll get them when you're just like randomly in the city, but like I've walked on the beach and stuff, and I find a lot more water Pokemon there. I've read things about like people down in Texas getting more like Rapidash and Diglets, while like up north, for example, I get a lot of Jinx and a lot of Drowsy. I think it's like a regional thing mostly, and that like rare Pokemon appear here and there.
I see. So that Snorlax just appears on everyone's phone that's in that general vicinity.
Yeah, everyone. I think everyone can see it. Yeah, its level depends on your level. So, like, some people are getting level CP 80 Snorlaxes, while some people are getting like CP 900s based on your level.
Actually, don't even know what that means. Like CP. Like what is that?
It's like combat power, and like at first I was playing the game and I found a CP 100 Pidgey. I was like, oh dang, like level 100 Pidgey. That's crazy. Do you find out like my strongest Pokemon right now is a 1,800 Vaporeon. So, like, I think the greatest I've seen is 2,200 or something. Like, the numbers get pretty big. It's not, like, typical Pokemon level, I guess.
Why does everyone have a Vaporeon?
Okay, so the reason I found is EVs are pretty common, actually, surprisingly. Like, I find them a lot, and they only take 25 candies to evolve, and they're super strong. Did you hear about the Easter egg where you can control which evolution you get?
Yeah, by naming it like a certain name.
From the anime, yeah. And people have been building like tier lists based on the Pokemon, and like Vaporeon is the highest out of those three. So that's why like everyone has a Vaporeon.
So it's like everyone maining Meta Knight.
Precisely,
or
yeah.
Bayonetta.
From what I've seen of the game, the objective, I guess, is just to capture the Pokemon and capture gyms to gain stuff, to get items.
I capture gems for the EXP, but like there isn't a lot of incentive to capture gems. There's a daily bonus, I guess, if you're holding a gem. You get like a bunch of stuff if you hold the gem for 24 hours, I guess. But other than that, yeah, there isn't much. The funny thing about the game is, because, Pokemon's main philosophy is like, oh, every Pokemon is unique and take care of your Pokemon. But this game, it's like once you find a stronger Bulbasaur, grind up your previous Bulbasaur into candies and feed it to the other Bulbasaur. Like that's the philosophy.
Yeah, okay, that's sketchy, man. Turning Pokemon into candy. Like, that's probably some kind of creepypasta somewhere.
I don't trust that professor. I mean, you give him a Pidgey, he just gives you something called a Pidgey candy back. Where is that coming from? I don't trust that man. One thing I do like is that not all the Pokemon are universally available yet. I know that, oddly enough, one of the Pokemon no one's found yet is Ditto, which is kind of odd. I don't really know why. I'm really interested how they're going to do legendaries and how they're going to work with those. Because, like, hoping legendaries
they're going to put them in major cities, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I'm hoping it's not like once Mewtwo comes out, suddenly every gym has a level 2000 Mewtwo ruling it. You know what I mean? Like, they did announce that every 6 to 8 months they will be adding another generation. My guess, though, is that in 8 months this game won't be as popular as it was, though. Like,
oh yeah, by the time you get to the 5th generation, it's just gonna be like Pokemon Go. What's that?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just like Twitch plays Pokemon.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It was so popular during the 2 weeks. I think it was up in February of last year, and then it just flatlined. Just had all this viral success, and they did follow up games, but they didn't get as much views for those. I think the thing about Pokemon Go is that right now it's seeing all this viral success, and apparently Nintendo's stock has skyrocketed. It seems like Nintendo didn't see it coming. I'm sure they expected a lot of people, a few million. But the number of people that are playing it apparently surpassed the amount of Twitter users that there are. And it's like, how did that happen? It still baffles me. This game that was announced in February or January for Pokemon's 20th anniversary, there were maybe a few people that knew about it. And now it's just a worldwide thing that everyone knows about it.
It's just such a huge thing for Nintendo too, because I mean, mobile games, they haven't done anything really in the past other than what, like that one.
Mito.
Yeah, Miitomo isn't. That's the only other Nintendo app. Pokemon Go is doing very well now, and that makes me think it will last, but I can't see it lasting any longer than a month or two.
I'm hoping it kind of sparks some more popularity for Pokemon Sun and Moon. I mean,
Oh, absolutely. There's been like 20,000 Pokemon that have come out since we talked about that.
as far as new Pokemon go, there's been a couple Pokemon where I've been like, what is that? Let me just bring up Beware. That thing is a bit weird. I don't like the weird fish that came out. I forgot what it's called.
Bruxish.
Roxas, yeah. I love Mimikyu. That thing is great. Love that thing.
Mimikyu?
Mimikyu?
Mimikyu, because get it? Because it mimics you.
I get it. I also like Wimpod a lot.
Bound Sweet has to be brought up because, TTV,
Oh,
ha ha ha, every single person, according to LJ, like literally everyone on the internet sent him Bound Sweet. It's a mangosteen Pokemon! It's a
I was one of those
people.
I was like, yo, dude, check this out. And he just like ignored it. I was like, all right, bye.
As far as my favorite new Pokemon, I have to say, I really like that they're not just forgetting, like, this is set in Hawaii type.
Yeah.
It's based on Hawaii, and they're not forgetting that. Like with X and Y, some of the new Pokemon is like, do you belong in somewhere that's based on France? It's like I don't think you do. But like, there's stuff like koala bears, which is not necessarily Hawaii, but it's tribal. There's like weasels, and like even the fish I like because it's supposed to portray a humu humu nuku nuku apua.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. The national fish of Hawaii.
Tapu Koko, right? I'm really excited for what that's going to bring to the table because all signs point to it being. I'm assuming it's going to be like the token legendary trio kind of thing for the game, and signs are pointing to it being like a totem pole type of thing. I love that so much. Like, that'll be so cool. Like maybe you need all parts. You need to build a Pokemon totem pole, and then a new Pokemon will open up or something. It'll be like, oh my god, I can't wait.
Maybe it'll be like a Reggie Trio thing, but it will actually make sense.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so excited.
That'll be so cool. And presumably, if it's electric type, do you think the others would be either ice or water and then fire?
Well, the theory is that I don't know where I read this, but there's islands in Alola, and I remember the names of the islands translating something to the colors red, green, blue, and yellow, which is a callback to the original games. I swear this is a thing. I think Tapu Koko belonged to the yellow island, which I think would be cool if the other three were green, red, and blue. It kind of did that.
Yeah. I'm looking up the island that Tapu Koko is on that you start off with is Mele Mele Island, and Mele Mele translation yellow. Okay, so yeah, that is definitely, at least for the first island, that is confirmed. I don't see anything about the other islands, but yeah, that could totally be the case, and I'd be more than okay with that. Everything has to be soft reboot nowadays, and the last soft reboot with X and Y didn't work as well, so why not soft reboot it again with Sun and Moon?
Yeah.
I really like the fact that the player character is seen during battles. I think is just a nice addition to the overall battle scenario. It makes them feel more like, oh, you're actually there commanding the Pokemon to do various moves, and they look back at you like the Rowlet. Rowlet became like a fan favorite whenever it was announced.
Let me give my little mini rant. I have always been a supporter of the grass starters. I picked Bulbasaur. I hate Chikorita, so never mind. But
does anyone like Chikorita, in all honesty?
No. Trico is one of my favorite Pokemon. Turtwig, yes. Snivy, yes. And I hated what's-his-face, Chespin. But, like, Rowlet is one of the coolest starters I've ever seen. I'm so excited to see what it evolves into. I'm really excited for that one.
I'm usually a water starter guy. Squirtle, yes. Totodile, yes. Mudkip, yes. Piplup, absolutely. Oshawott turns into a horse, why not? Froakie, everyone loves Froakie. Poplio, I might just get it just for the sake of water starter. And, who knows? It might turn out to be like one of those times where the starter is super weird looking and the final form is like really cool. That's what everything with like Fennekin, everyone thought that it was going to turn into a cool fox, and then it turned into someone's furry OC. Which, some people like Delphox, and I don't hate Delphox, but it's Yeah,
I actually did use Delphox for my Pokemon X game.
I was a filthy casual and went with Proki.
Oh, same. Don't worry, dude. I loved him.
Greninja is awesome.
I'm personally very excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon because this year I completed my living dex, right, which took a while. Once I got it done, now I'm going into Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's almost like a fresh start, and I get to like just go into the game and catch like 100 or so Pokemon and like be content. I don't have the overbearing like, oh, I have to catch this and this and this. I already have most of it, which is nice to go into the game with.
That is really cool. I'm also hoping that Sun and Moon have some more Pokemon than X and Y did, because
Oh, God.
like X and Y had lots of Pokemon, but not lots of new Pokemon.
Comparatively, X and Y didn't really have that many new additional Pokemon, like comparatively to Generation 5, where we got.
A whole 150 new Pokemon.
I didn't really like Gen 5.
One of my favorite Pokemon, Chandelure, comes from Gen 5, so like I love that Pokemon. I kind of like some of the quirky designs from Gen 5. There's some cool stuff in there.
I have a soft spot for Black and White just because 2011, 2010 was like really when I started getting into Pokemon and like actually starting to follow online and like follow leaks and stuff.
Right.
So like I was around when Black and White were first announced. I was like, whoa, it's a new Pokemon game. It's like, and I'm here and like I can see it and like follow all the Japanese leaks and then watch when the Japanese game comes out. I was figuring out my team before the game came out in America, and it was like all sorts of cool stuff. And like I don't hate any of the Unova Pokemon. I mean, it's not like all of them are great because they're not. I think some of them had a lot of merit to them, like the whole elemental monkeys. I think that was a good addition. It gives you an opportunity to get a good Pokemon who is the same types as the starters, but not actually the starters.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys, when and what game did you guys start playing Pokemon?
Fire Red 2004.
Yeah, I played Pokemon Diamond. I actually remember, I guess I was in 8th grade, and my school had like a field trip to like some kind of museum, and I just brought my Nintendo DSi, and I had Pokemon Diamond, and I'd never played it. I was like, I'm just gonna play Pokemon. Art exhibits, nah, I'm just gonna try it out. And so yeah, I mean, Pokemon Diamond was my first experience, and then I got Heart Gold, Soul Silver that came out later on.
So similar to Slime, I started, I think, around 2004. I know I was 6 years old when I first started playing. That was Pokemon Sapphire. And I remember, like, I shortly after got Fire Red. I was, like, around 6 years old when I started playing, which sounds crazy.
I've really wanted to get one of the Game Boy Advance ones, because I still have my Game Boy Advance lying around somewhere. Just want to pull it out and play Pokemon.
Honestly, the GBA games for me are some of the most aesthetically pleasing, I think. Just because like I grew up with them. I just like the sprites and stuff, like the overworld sprites. I just think it's cool. Like I'm not a huge fan of the Diamond and Pearl graphics, nor the Black and White. My favorites are probably the spectrums of Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and the newer 3D stuff.
Yeah, because Gen 4 and 5 had that weird mix of 2D and 3D, which kind of worked, but kind of didn't. I'm not a huge fan of Ruby and Sapphire's aesthetics. Some of the spriting is a little weird for me, especially the overworld trainer sprites. I don't know, they just seem very basic and very bland almost. Having said that, I love Fire Red and Leaf Green sprites. They're just so good. Again, I'm probably biased because, it's my first game and all that, yada, yada, yada. I just really like Fire Red and Leaf Green in general, and I think that they had a really good post-game, which is something that a lot of games don't have even nowadays.
Sapphire was the first game I beat when I was really young, but like one of the most memorable battles for me ever was facing Gary in Fire Red when I was like 8 years old. It was just like, I remember it being so hard and challenging. It probably wasn't that hard, but like, I don't know. It just was definitely more memorable in my opinion.
Heart Gold is probably my favorite out of the like 2D Pokemon games. I never experienced the originals, and so playing the post game and climbing up Mount Silver to face Red was just an amazing moment. Like I didn't see it coming. Fighting level 80 Pokemon with level 50, and it was amazing.
The post game in Heart Gold and Soul Silver is amazing.
When I originally played Heart Gold, I think I was 12, and like I didn't actually know about the post game, and so I beat the Elite Four on another good Pokemon run, and then like said something about getting a ticket somewhere. I was like, oh, let's just check this out. It's probably like a post game legendary, and then like I just realized I was like, wait a minute, I'm in Kanto right now. What? It blew my mind. I remember I was like, what on earth?
It was such a nostalgic trip, just going through and seeing like all the towns in like a newer form. It's like, whoa, it's like the same places, but like now they're new, and it's like really cool.
I agree. I really hope, I mean, I don't know how Pokemon Sun Moon would do it with the limited region of islands, but like, I really hope it has a post game where, you're bringing level 80 Pokemon around and still have a challenge, because that kind of stuff was great.
Okay, so what are you guys think of top 3 Pokemon? Yeah!
I'd probably go with Metagross. Definitely is one that I really appreciate. It's kind of a hard question. There's so many Pokemon, and a lot of them are quite likable. Among Trubbish and Vanillux and Klinklang. Okay, I got it. Definitely Ditto. I like Ditto. It's a fun concept for a Pokemon. You can turn into any Pokemon, but with his beady little Ditto eyes. I don't think they've actually made that animation for the actual 3D battles. I really wish they add that to Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and I wish they would. That'd be cool. So my first is Sceptile, because it's my favorite first starter, and I've had it like throughout all my games. Chandelure, for sure. I like Chandelure a lot. I just kind of like its like stitchy face. It just looks really cool. I like Flygon a lot as well. I think Flygon's really cool. I desperately want a Flygon Mega.
Didn't Flygon Mega, wasn't that
Almost.
actually pulled because they were having design issues with it or something?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and if I had to have a fourth, it'd be Mew, because I love Mew. Mew's cute as heck.
I really like Blastoise, mostly for nostalgia reasons, but also because I think it's a good design. I like Empoleon because I like the design. I like the typing a lot. It's the only water steel type, if I'm remembering correctly. And water and steel is like the best combination of all time for people who like defense, like myself. And I don't know why, but I really like Samurott. Nothing about Samurott makes sense. The fact that it comes from an otter, the fact that it has shell swords that are supposed to fit into its arms, but really shouldn't, based upon the size of the swords. I don't know, but I just really like it.
Hooray. That was our episode.
Bye, everyone. Until another 10 episode, I'll see you in 10. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.